Hi, everybody, and welcome back to week 7, which is our final week together here in Social Work 502, Human Behavior in the Social Environment 2 here at Widener. And it has been an honor and a privilege to guide you through this 7-week course. This week, we are going to be covering neurodevelopmental, neurocognitive, personality, impulse control, and eating, as well as gender disorders. So we have lots of ground to cover here in our final week together. So what we're going to do here is first start off by carefully making sure that we're completing all of the objectives, readings, and other media resource materials here. So in the week 7 readings, pretty heavily we're going to be utilizing this Essential of Psychiatric Diagnoses textbook. So you're going to want to make sure that you read Chapter 2, Chapter 10, Chapter 11, Chapter 12, Chapter 13, as well as Chapter 15. You're also assigned some readings from the DSM-5, so you want to make sure that you are reading pages 31 through page 86. We also have some optional readings as well. So I fully realize that we're already asking you to read a lot of material, but I highly encourage you to download these optional readings that are provided for you because they're very, very rich and helpful articles that if you don't have time to read now, you may definitely be interested in reading later. This will definitely help you in terms of making diagnoses. Also, we're asking you for week 7 to watch the movie Kinky Boots. So if you have Amazon Prime, you should be able to watch this movie for free by searching Kinky Boots in the top search bar of the screen. You also can rent this item from Google Play, once again by searching it at the top bar of the screen. Or another option is to rent Kinky Boots from iTunes. So after you finish watching Kinky Boots and reading all of this week's material, you want to start come down here and participating in the discussion board posts. So for the very first week 7 discussion board post, you want to post your condition presentation here. So one member of each group is asked to post the group's condition presentation in this forum for your classmates to view and discuss. So in the title of your discussion board post in this forum, please include the name of the condition your group is presenting, and in the body of the discussion post, please include your partner's name. So both group members do not need to post the presentation here, only one. So your second week 7 discussion post is entitled Socially Constructed Disorder Doubting and Believing. So for your initial post prompt, you want to choose ADD or ADHD, one of the personality disorders or one of the impulse control disorders, and provide at least one doubt and at least one belief about that disorder that you chose. So for doubt, you want to explore what makes you question the reliability of this diagnostic label. What negative impact could this diagnostic label have on the individual who receives it? Secondly, we're asking you to explore the whole concept of belief. So why do you believe, or why do you agree in the reliability of this diagnostic label? What is the benefit to using this diagnostic label? So you're not required to respond to peers for this post, but you're absolutely encouraged to respond to each other here. So for your third week 7 discussion board post, we're going to be exploring eating disorders. So after reviewing the presentations about eating disorders, what are your thoughts about eating disorders based on gender, culture, and ethnicity? So once again, you're encouraged to respond to your peers here, but you're absolutely not required to do so for this particular forum. So here's an additional week 7 discussion board prompt as in regard to neurocognitive disorders. So after you've reviewed the presentation about neurocognitive disorders, why do you think that dementia may be diagnosed? So again, you're encouraged to respond to peers here, but it's not required. So your next week 7 discussion board post is about neurodevelopmental disorders. So after you carefully review the presentation about neurodevelopmental disorders, how do you think assessing a nonverbal person with an intellectual developmental disorder might need to be adapted? So we're asking you to give some real concrete suggestions and strategies here. So again, not required to respond to peers on this particular post, but I highly encourage you to do so if you have the time and you really feel called to give one of your peers some targeted or helpful feedback. So for your final week 7 discussion board posts, we're going to be exploring gender disorders here on the Engage platform. So after you watch the film Kinky Boots, discuss the implications of making a gender-related diagnosis. So again, you're encouraged to respond to peers, but you're absolutely not required to do so in this particular forum. And after you've completed all of this week's discussion board posts, I strongly encourage you to complete the course evaluation, the course survey here for our Social Work 502 class. So here at Widener University, student feedback is really important to us. And lots of times changes are made to courses, and they're not just changes to courses that you've just taken. So it may carry forward some of the changes to courses that you had yet to take in the future. So I strongly encourage you to provide some feedback about the class. And as always, if you have any questions or concerns related to our course, please feel free to reach out to me. I appreciate your feedback, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your journey here in the MSW program at Widener. So I hope you have a great break, although it may be short, and you take some time to engage in some pleasurable activities and rest.